Welcome back, it's Lissa with Lissa TV and MJL Travel. Following up with the DIY cruise excursions, 5 tips every traveler should know. So I recently made a video discussing the top 3 things to never book through the cruise line, and excursions was number one. So I wanted to follow up with some tips for everyone concerning or concerned about potentially getting left in port and provide some helpful information to give you the confidence to book your next excursion. So I've been traveling since 2017. This is not at all my first trip. However, it was my first cruise that I went on last July 2024 on the Carnival Vista out of Port Canaveral, Florida. And we went to 4 of the Caribbean ports: San Juan, Puerto Rico, Amber Cove, Dominican Republic, St. Martin, and St. Thomas. In each port, we did an excursion independent of the cruise line where we booked ourselves and went out. St. Martin, we rented a car. It wasn't through like Hertz Enterprise or anything. It was an independent rental car company in St. Martin. We paid in cash. We toured 3 beaches and also some places of interest. And in St. Thomas, we took a taxi to the beach, and that was about a half an hour from the cruise port. And again, that wasn't through the cruise line. In San Juan, we did the El Yunque rainforest and the water slide tour. And in Dominican Republic, we did the dune buggy racing. Those were also independent tour vendors or excursion companies, and I will put the links to those videos down in the description if you want to check those out. So we'll get right into it. Tip number 1: book through a reputable tour vendor or excursion company. I will name some reputable vendors at the end of this video and also tell you which one currently has a $50 sign-up reward available until December the 2nd. Tip number 2: do your research. Go over the itinerary, either individually or with your shipmates, whether you're a couple or a group. Take a look at what's available through the independent tour vendors and also the cruise line. And then compare and contrast. Write down which ones you want to do or take note of which ones you want to do and where you're getting that better pricing or that better deal. And then saying to never book a tour or excursion through the cruise line is subjective. And really, if that tour is not available through a third-party vendor and you want to book through the cruise line, book through the cruise line. But if it is available and it's more expensive to book through the cruise line, just do your research. Verify the reviews with the excursion company, what they have, the good, the bad, the ugly. Read those, and then use that to aid in making the best decision of who you want to book through. Also, know what's included when you book. A lot of times that will be in the description of the tour. You want to know what restrictions there are. What's the pickup location? Do you have to drive or take a taxi an hour away from port? Whether they're picking you up at the port and returning you back to port, or where the meetup and drop-off locations will be. Number 3, time management. While planning, verify the cruise arrival times at each port and the length of the excursion, and ensure you always have at least 2 hours after the excursion ends to get back to the ship. Also, you may need the excursion to start a half an hour to an hour after port arrival to give yourselves time to disembark the ship and get to that meeting point. So my spouse and I, we always plan to get back to the ship no later than 1 hour before the all aboard or departure time to ensure we don't get left. And you'll need to verify the ship time and the local time when you arrive in port. Make sure your phone is set to ship time, and then set a reminder or alarm on your phone before you even disembark with the time that you need to be heading back to the ship based on the ship time, departure, and how far away you will be away from the port. And then also with that 1 hour leeway time, 1 hour for yourself to be back before the ship departs. And when first starting out, of course, I would recommend that you start with excursions that begin and end at the cruise port. And this information will also be located in the excursions description. Number 4, be prepared. Always take cash in small bills for tips, taxis, food, and bring at least one credit card with you when you go on these excursions, along with your ID and passport. Ensure you are wearing the proper clothing and footwear for your excursion and comfortability. This information should also be in the excursion description with suggested clothing, footwear, etc. Bring towels, sunscreen, waterproof phone cases, and wet and dry bag. And these should be available like on Amazon, Walmart, etc. Hold some money back in case of an emergency or in the event that you need to arrange your own transportation back to port. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you have some money to get back in case of an emergency or something happens with that excursion company's vehicle. Number 5, always have travel insurance. This is life. Things are going to happen. Please have the proper coverage when they do. Whether you're getting that travel insurance through the cruise line or an independent third party vendor or insurance company, just make sure you have it. It's more important, again, to have it and not need it than to need it and you don't have it at that time. And then, of course, this list is not all inclusive, but hopefully a helpful starting point and some steps that I've taken to book my excursions independently of the cruise line. And as promised, here are some reputable tour vendors or travel vendors. Shore Excursion Group, Island Routes, Project, Expedition, and then my personal favorite, TripAdvisor, and they are the ones that actually have the $50 sign up reward in their app. And they are partnered with Viator. They actually own Viator. So you can book through TripAdvisor or Viator, and I normally book through those companies. So put your favorite excursion in the comments. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.